Do you have master listeners on your team? We've been discussing the path to resiliency and how to handle yourself when you disagree with another person. If you don't forge a path in your brain for how to handle yourself when you disagree with others, then those who are less resilient or not resilient tend to allow disagreements to escalate into arguments. We looked at how to train your brain to first seek to understand others before forming an opinion or negating someone, and also considering how the other person could be right. Another technique to avoid potential arguments is to repeat back to the other person what they mean to their satisfaction. It's very easy to appear to be listening, but often we're really thinking about our next point we want to make. Other times, we may begin to listen, but then something they say may trigger us, and our ability to hear them after that point is gone. The only way to prove you really are listening is to repeat it back to the other person until they agree that is what they said. Even if you get it wrong, this process engages your conscious brain and begins to focus you more. If you get it wrong, be willing to admit it and ask for another opportunity to listen. Our home team values this process because if we want others to listen to us, we need to prove we are willing to listen to others. A friend was sharing how she and her husband had an opportunity recently to live this out in front of their children. My friend had had a particularly long and stressful week at work. As soon as she walked in the door at home, and as her two elementary-aged kids ran up to her for what she assumed was going to be a list of requests, she thought she heard her husband ask her what was for dinner. She triggered and snapped back, "I have no idea what we're having for dinner." Her husband stopped and took a breath and asked her what she thought he had said. She repeated back that she heard him ask, "What's for dinner?" He replied that is not what he had asked. She felt bad and then asked if she could try again. He then said, "What would you like for dinner?" She repeated back that he had asked her what she would like for dinner. He smiled and said yes, and then her kids chimed in with great excitement as they shared that they were going to help their dad make a meal, and they wanted to take her order like in a restaurant. She thanked them for giving her a second chance. We are all humans and will all make mistakes. A generative home team knows how to respond when team members make mistakes. So, are you ready to help your team build resiliency by repeating back the words they heard to the other person's satisfaction? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to stay connected. Thank you for letting me share my leadership thought. Have a great week.